Right. What?
Holy
Hi.
shit.
We're like, whoa, what? We're live. Hey, everybody. What, Eric? Eric just holy shit right as we were coming on. So I don't know. He hasn't answered me
Chad
yet.
Daybell's neighbor break.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chad Daybell's neighbor breaks silence.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Can't she break silence any other
Huh.
day? Why on Sunday?
I don't
Anyways,
know. I didn't even.
thank you. Hidden True Crime. Anyways, hey guys, how y'all doing? Oh, I'm sorry for being late, but that's just that is my downfall. That's me. I'm crappy like that. I know it's a shortcoming. I don't know. And then I was freezing up too. Eric said I was freezing up, so I just anytime that I do that real bad, just let me know. I'm hooked up to my phone. I'm not using my Wi-Fi that's always usually crappy, so I'm just winging it like I do everything else in life. So how are y'all doing? Let me
Hi, Dan.
go all the way to the top. We got Sister Donka. We got Breaking Crime with Big E. We got Little Brands. Kathy. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Kathy. I'm calling you. I am going to call. I'm meant to call you today. Going to call you. Breaking Crime with Big E. We got Echo. Just kidding. We have Jennifer Diane. It's always nice to see you, Jen.
That was me. I had to start the phone now.
And Carla, Miss Carla, how you doing? Artie Johnson, my best friend Terry. Her last name is Johnson, so me and the Johnsons go way back. um, uh, let's see, we have Marilyn Irwin, Bo Peep, Kathy. Again, I'm sorry, Susie Huckville. How you doing? Sand Willow. How you doing? How you doing? Tina Reddington. I need a chiropractor, old priest and a young priest. Hey, KDH. Um, if y'all are new, which I don't know how to introduce myself. Isn't that? I'm just like, hey guys, welcome to my channel. Anyways, I should probably start doing that. Laura Nelson, England. That's my daughter is half British from Cambridge. Her dad. I'm sorry, he's from Cambridge, Essex. I should have known by that. Has sex in the name. Just kidding. Donna Donald, thank you so much for being here. Everybody, thank everybody. Gloria Fritz, Jen Tat. There's a lot of Jens. Lori Rose. Miss Terry Queer. I hope I'm saying that right. Miss Terry with an IE. Deblina. Louisiana girl. How you doing, neighbor? Chris Noyd. La 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 la. Alpha Film X. Alpha Film X Team, I guess. Alpha Film. Thanks for being here. I can screw up a wet dream. Harley 62. How do you do? Carrie Ann. Liz Johnson. Hey. Nikki G from Ireland. I picked I used to have to transport offshore crewmen, and I had some Irish fellas, and they were like telling each other stories, and I had to overhear them. And one of them said he threw him on the deck. I was like, ooh, but the way he said deck, it sounded like the other thing, and I was like, oh, but he meant like down on the ground. So I was like, okay. Anyways, they were hilarious. Sunshine in My Heart, Katie H. I think I already said. I don't know. Maggie Hogland. KJ is better at this than I am. I'm not. Oh my goodness. This is a lot usually. Anyways, thank y'all for being here. Y'all know my name is Kresha, and My mom is Kay Woodcock. My dad, he's my stepdad, but he's my dad. He's Larry Woodcock. And JJ was my nephew, my only nephew. My brother doesn't have any other children. Anyways, so whenever me and my brother, our Uncle Charles, adopted JJ, him and Lori adopted JJ. JJ was born as Canaan Todd Trahan. That was his birth name, Canaan. And he was super early, and he only weighed, oh God, he weighed less than, right at 2 pounds. He had wires. I mean, I really did not expect to see him come out of there. But he did. And that's a reminder to me of where I come from, who my family is. We're fighters. We fight. We don't give up. So I'm glad to be part of that. I hope that I do them proud. Sometimes I'm just like, what the hell am I doing here? What is really going on? Why am I here? But I'm usually, when I ask that question, I'm usually answered really quick with a reminder just not to give up. They're worth it. And, there's just so many different angles of this. It's very difficult. It is difficult. It's so difficult. Eric, I swear, when I was like, I don't know what to name my channel, it was Crush a Case. And then I just knew that I had to, I didn't want to lose the subscribers that I had gained to that point. So I was like, okay, I've got to transition. What name will cover all of them? Because I'm not just Team JJ. I'm not just Team Charles. I'm Team JJ, Charles, Tammy, Joe, Tylee. I said them out of order, so. But I don't know. I'm all of them, I want to be their voice, and we all should be. And so that's awesome. I know I'm here for all of them, Lori Colley. All. I used to feel kind of weird about it, like I was overstepping boundaries. But then you look at the Daybell siblings and you're like, they're saying that their dad needs an advocate. And, if they feel that way, then they feel that way. Whatever, I don't get to tell them how to grieve. But, I mean, I know that I'm not always as effective, as maybe I am more for Charles, Tylee, and JJ. But there's not a day that goes by. They're all a part of this story together, all innocent. They were murdered. They didn't ask. Nobody was a favorite. Can I just put that out there? I don't like seeing that. And I mean, maybe that's just me. Maybe, and it's okay for me to say that. I don't like seeing when they're dead. We can't pit them against each other. They're dead. And they did not win. It did not make them stronger. It killed them, So that's something that Lori did. Lori pitted everybody against one another. Lori was the common denominator. That's how she would control and manipulate. And that's a narcissist thing to do. And I'm not about it. So just know, represent every one of them. Not just
exactly right.
Not just 3. There are 6, but 5. Thank God Brandon made it alive. And it stopped there. Thank God. Thank God. Because I mean, the hit list basically is your 50 dark cane, and Oprah being the darkest, right? That's a hit list in my opinion. Kind of like reminds me of Anna LeBaron when I talked to her. And she said that her dad, Ervil LeBaron, of the LeBaron cult, that was he was pretty radical, and he was he did offshoot or whatever, and fringed out and moved to Mexico, and I mean, just all kinds of horrible things. It's just unreal. That's actually the first case or first thing I researched were those the LeBarons. So when I was like, oh crap, she's going to be on AWIN. She was on HTC. And then she reached out to me also, I've got her books. I mean, she's Anna LeBaron is like from a different perspective, but she's just, her heart is pure as gold. You can tell, she's probably seen some pretty horrific crap. And that was her dad.
Precious.
Yeah.
I'm gonna close this out and come back in. I'm echoing really bad. You're saying, so I'll be right back.
Well, you're gonna see how messy it is back here when he go. Oh. Can y'all hear me? Fine. Oh, thank you, Terry. I hate when it echoes. Oh my God, I hate when it echoes. JJ, Tylee, Charles, Tammy, and Joe. They're all in heaven watching. Exactly. I've felt that from the beginning. Or, early on. I hope that I do them the justice that they deserve. But then again, I'm not, it's not just only through me, it's through all of us. I just tend to get a little, when I see all these people, even different, different family members, they have their own take on this. They can do whatever they want. Who am I to tell them how to grieve? But it's also, some is unnecessary. Like really drilling in points, when I'm looking through I already looked through the damn FOIA docs. They look nothing like what is being presented. So I've been watermarking today because I think there needs to be a little bit more transparency where people can just see for themselves. I'm not here to drive a narrative. I'm like Eric said, we're not here to solve a damn case. That's not our job. We're not here to fill in all the redactions, although we want to know. Yeah, we want to know. It just seems to lose its integrity, and it's. I'm trying not to cuss. It's effing disgusting, and it's disappointing. It's disappointing. I mean, just coming out with all that, like, okay, we got the tea, and I'm like, F you and your tea, okay? Oh my God, if I hear tea, but that's just a trigger for me. That's a trigger. When I hear, we got the tea, like it's just, like they're freaking meat. Technically, they kind of are. Why don't they go, fight over their damn bodies? Ugh, it's just gross. It's just as gross as what the murders did, allegedly. It's just as gross. It's exploitation, and they don't deserve it. Nobody deserves that. Nobody. And then when I expressed, I put in Reddit the other day. It was Julie Holden that did the post. Hey, Jen.
Hello.
It was Julie Holden that did the post in Reddit. I can kind of tell. I don't know for sure, but I mean by her whatever name, the username, I don't know, whatever you call that thing. I'm in there as under Find Tylee and JJ. I don't know how to get rid of it. It's got my picture. Thank you, Biggie. No Columbos here. Nah, right? Thank you. Very nice. Let me display it. Put my badge up there. Thank you. But yeah, like I just kind of orbit around everything.
Hi, Jen.
I'm an orbit. It's just how I work. It's just how I operate in all this. And so something will catch my eye and I'm like, oh, what's that? And then I go and I see unredacted. And I had already known that Annie was doing an unredacted live that Friday. So I was like, oh Lord, what are they doing? Having a competition to see who can get it out fastest? Because the race was on and it feels like pride in the front seat. Anyways, I was just, and it was just gross. It was gross, no matter where it came from, in my opinion. Hold on just a minute, Jen.
What?
Just hold on. And so I've run across that post, and she, it's got their watermark all over it. And I am talking about my family. Lori, girl 63. My family, Tylee, JJ, and Charles are my relatives. But I'm here for all the victims. I just don't like what I'm seeing in the community, and it goes way further back than this. So we've talked a little bit about it. I think last Sunday, and then again on Jen's birthday, which was April 1st. Happy birthday again, Jen.
Thank you.
Whose birthday was Tracy. The Keto and Crime. Her birthday was the very next day. So happy birthday to her too. Anyways, so we just, I don't know, I just can't hold it in anymore. It's like I'm tired of turning my cheeks because they hurt. So it just sucks because it's like they see you're not going to do anything about it. You're not going to square up with them, and so they're like, oh, okay, let me double down. Let me double down. Let me really push it, and then my switch went off. And so I'm talking about some other I'm not a creator. Let's just get that out. I'm just somebody who is directly impacted by this. What the hell? There's no sound? Can y'all hear me?
Wait,
I hear you.
is there sound now?
I mean, I can hear you, Jen. Can y'all hear everybody in the chat?
I plugged in my earbuds. Maybe that screwed stuff up for a second.
Carrie said, I can hear you. Sounds good. Lori Colley. Yay, YouTube user. All right. And that's fine. Hey, like I say, everybody who's even here just to troll or spy on the download, just make sure you hit the subscribe button, click the notification, and at least help grow this channel so that I can do the right thing with what I'm doing. I don't know what over here is doing, but I've got this other thing I've got to do, and it's to advocate for the victims and my family. So there's that. The other people, they're not in competition. I mean, you can't really compete with somebody who, I'm related. That's what I'm saying. It's really weird. Yeah, I've been like, ew. It's just caught me off guard. Like, what the hell? It's been pretty gross to watch, and it's been pretty disheartening to experience, I have to say. Oh, Louisiana girl says the sound problem was on her end. Well, thank you. Thank you for saying that. Not many will be accountable.
Well, mine's echoing because I'm on my phone. I may switch off and go onto my laptop again.
Oh, your picture's pretty.
Thank you. It's like 10, 11 years old. It's 10 years old.
Hey, right? Mine too. And I was like 800 pounds smaller.
Is it sounding okay on your end though?
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
For me, for sure.
Yeah, it was echoing on mine. So
what is the compilation?
So hello everybody.
I mean, hold on. I'm trying to get everybody like together. And then I'll address your question, I guess. I know there's a lot of people that aren't sure what I'm talking about because I've had to tiptoe around it. I have felt like I've had to tiptoe around it because I'm just a nicer person, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe I'm a fool, or maybe I just haven't had to I've had to come down from all this, from just living this. This is my real life. This is real life for me. This isn't an entertainment thing. This isn't for me to just, come and vent or just see what's going on, see who's got the tea. This is my life. That's my family. And when you see other creators, I'm trying not to call them out directly right now. Thank you, Allison, Uncle P. And I've always loved your profile picture. Thank you. That's very generous. Thank you. Uh-oh. We all must have clicked it. Thank you so much. Oh, man. Anyways, this is just, I want to see somebody else live this out in public. It is freaking difficult. There are so many Lori and Chad already put, I'm just going to speak for myself. They already put me in a difficult situation. I'm talking about, you got to tiptoe over religion, politics, everything under the sun. Okay. Because the woman, she's touched it. Anything, it touches it. From parental alienation, duping her ex, possibly murdering her ex, Joe, and then murdering allegedly, I have to say allegedly, murdering my family and Tammy and Joe, everybody involved. Thank you so much, Vivian Rogers, or is it Roger? Oh, that's very nice. Thank you. I just, it's not pretty and it's not glamorous. I'll tell you that. It's not glamorous. Like, I don't understand. You're not going to get that here. I'm not, like I say, I'm not a YouTube creator. I found YouTube as a place for me to kind of keep myself in the know so that I would not continuously get sucker punched over and over and over again, which still tends to happen. Just, it's not happening as intermittent as it was. Thank God, because every time we turned around, we were getting slammed. And that shit's hard, y'all. And I'm just being real with you. And I realize I don't have to be, but I want to be, because it's just who I am. And being anything else, it doesn't do anything for myself, for my family, living and dead. It doesn't do anything except make it gross and exploitative and sickening. You start to question, what is their end game? Anybody who uses victims, not just mine, not just my family, but victims, period, for clickbait. Y'all notice how y'all saw the thumbnail, right? That was kind of my point. Make you go, huh? I mean, it's clickbait. It's gross. One day soon, I'm gonna have to get working on that. That way I can really just share my story, because it's mine. It's mine. And people should not, other creators who are professional, they hold professional, what do you call it? Professional positions, I guess. In the mental health field, the other one in journalism, and the other one a retired lawyer, where ethics run it deep, right? Like, I'm sure you got a lot of classes, but some people just aren't equipped with it, obviously. So anyways, when I saw a post on Reddit, I think it was Friday. It was Thursday or Friday. It was before. Yeah, it was Friday. It was your birthday, Jen. And all I said was, wow, I can't freaking believe it. That was my comment to the unredacted, probable cause, yada, 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 from Hidden True Crime, Julie Holden. Okay. And so that's all I put. And I got she lashed back at me and just basically it was very narcissistic, in my opinion. Let me go find it again. Damn it! Here y'all talk.
Well, she could have just contacted you
Right.
differently and said, here is why I did it, and
I'm sorry. Yeah.
this is the way
Trigger.
I feel.
Right.
And I feel like that's what's not happening.
No.
And surprisingly, from what I understand from these degrees, is there isn't a lot of stress on ethics. Like, I had to take extra ethics classes.
Yeah. You won't even show up on something. She's like, I'm not being part of that.
Yeah, I have to be careful and measured on some topics, and but I wish other people might.
Yeah, y'all pass it along. Yeah, calm down. I'm not talking about Annie. I don't get to tell Annie how to breathe.
Yeah.
It's
don't turn it.
It's not my format, but that's teach her own. However she's got to do, that's her. But there's people that aren't family, that don't mind using my parents, anything to get that extra clout. Oh, Kay's in the chat. It's like a plug. No, it's growth. But don't forget to get your discount code for CrimeCon. We're like, oh my God. I'm just like, that's just the latest, there's plenty other shit that I've got to share, but I've got to get it together.
Yeah.
But I want to be working on other shit, the shit that I'd like to work on, so that I can make sense of a little more into Chad and Lori in their effed up brain.
Yeah. I think someone said that some of the comments were deleted.
Ooh.
And I don't know if anybody is aware, but a lot of times on these forums, I'm not real familiar with
sock accounts,
Reddit, because
catfish.
I get bored, so I hate social media. But I know that certain people are in charge of forums on Reddit, and this is not just forums to do with true crime, and it gets censored according to who the moderators are on those boards.
Right.
So if they don't like something,
mine got deleted before a long time ago, because when I didn't know how any of this stuff worked, I didn't know how social media worked. I still am like, what? But I remember, whenever Girl on Fire came out, I've actually talked to her before she went to Hidden True Crime. And that was important for me. That was very important for my healing. But I guess it was more important to the other person, because, why just stop with me when she could be exploited over here? And so I went on Reddit and I was like, yeah, her name, whatever. I didn't give out her last name, and I'd never deleted it. But there are things that, people would go behind me and delete my comment. And I'm like, what the frick? I'm just saying how I feel. If that's right, we don't have rights to do that. I mean, I try to stay as classy as I can. I know I'm very rough around the edges, and I like it. At least I'm not shitty or shady, Cheers. I'd rather be rough around the edges than be fake, any way, shape, or form, because I can't stand it.
Yeah, I would rather you be that way too.
And that's what I want to associate with. So if you're none of that, then please do leave. Just do us all a favor.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, it is a money grab. So I'm glad you can see that. Yeah, I'm glad you can see that. But I did see Janetta. I don't know how to say her last name, but Janetta. Oh, I already put it, or somebody did. I'm hopeful that Colby Ryan can get healing from it, but I wonder what inside stuff as Lori's only living child he might reveal. I know. And it's his truth, it's his journey. So it's not easy. This is not easy. She put us all in the most awkward, horrible, exploited positions ever. I mean, it's just like, really? Murder just wasn't enough, right? She had to be extra. But Janetta had said that hold on, I want to go find it. Janetta had said that she was on, okay, that's how I do too. I'm on my TV, phone, and tablet. That's exactly me. Look. And playing over there. And Colby Ryan is announcing live on his Instagram that he's writing a book. And that's good. That'll, I think, be healing for him. Just to share your truth without nobody's going to jump out of the chat room in a book and just wear you down, So, because they get to you after a while. The negative comments that not only you get from people from just asking questions about the religious aspect. And I'm not a moron. I understand that it's not the doctrine, I know it's not I'm not saying mainstream because I don't like that word anymore. But it's allegedly not being taught today. I don't know that. Therefore, I ask questions. When you ask questions, that's the only way to get answers.
Right.
So,
but you're not supposed to do that.
Well, I do. And
yeah.
Here we are,
And it doesn't matter how polite you ask them or
no. I have bent over backwards, and I will because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But goddamn, you're in here talking about my murdered family. Okay, so we can all be all up in the papers doing this, and and so it's okay. I know what I'm getting myself into. I gear up for that. I put all my armor and my shields and my helmets. I put all that shit on so that I can be here, so I can show up and show out and be there for my family.
Put that Zolema-plastic on.
Do what?
Wrap yourself in that Zolema-plastic. That protects you.
Yeah.
Zolema.
I call bullshit. Yeah, Eric, it's like a fan that blows across your microphone. There was one time, I think it was last week, and you sounded so good. I was like, wow. Somebody just said,
how about now?
Don't breathe. I'm joking.
Colby.
It's better.
Yeah, it might be when I'm going to try a couple things because it might be like if I'm unmuted at the same time. So I'm going to try and like mute myself more. But I would say like as far as Colby, I think it will be very healing.
Yeah.
And also very hard because when I started to write my memoir, which totally isn't finished, I really went through a lot of like
emotions.
You flash back to things, and so I really hope that he has a lot of support around him and the support of the community and I think it would be very healing and very I would buy it. I buy a book you wrote. I buy a book your mom wrote.
Yeah,
because you guys are the people that are affected.
I've bought books that the assholes have written. Okay, anything just to get a better perspective because I want to know. I want to know who talks too much. I don't know. Anyways, I'm trying to keep up, but I'm not doing a very good job. I seem to be off today compared to other days when I'm also off.
You know what I was doing, Crusher?
What? When?
You know how I use my computer to talk to you and to watch the stream.
Yeah.
Well, when I type in the chat, I use my phone, and when I'm typing in the chat, I raise my phone up, and it's right dead in front of my fan. So now I know
it's
what
like
the heck is
like
wrong.
you're in Idaho,
Sorry.
where the wind never stops blowing, and so yeah, Good. Thank you. I'm glad. I was like, I didn't want to
Yeah,
bring it up.
I just realized that I wasn't.
Because I can get over it, Louisiana Girl says I have to go be
Sorry,
mom, but we'll be finishing on replay. Thank you for being here, though, Louisiana Girl. It means a lot. It means a lot to me to feel rallied around, to feel supported, just as much as it would do good for Colby, my cousins, my aunts and uncles. There's a lot of us back here that you guys don't know. Anybody involved in this? When Jen told me, she was like, nobody gets to tell you how to grieve, it resonates with me. And that's why I share it over and over and over again, because it's like something, a switch went off in my head. And I was just like, I have a right to mourn. I have a right to grieve. And it doesn't have to line up with everybody's freaking standard. Because trust me, I don't want to do it. I would never want to do it, but let's just go there. I'll switch shoes with you for a day. It's very uncomfortable. I'll tell you that. I'm just making the best thing that I can out of some shit. Okay. There wasn't much to work with.
I don't think that'll be necessary. So you don't have to switch shoes with me at all. I think you guys are doing a very admirable job at being in the public eye.
It sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, because I went into protection mode, and that's just me. I'm just protective. That's my nephew. That was my nephew. That was my uncle, and that was technically my cousin. Although Tylee is the same age as my daughter, a little older actually. I just never looked at her like my cousin. Like my cousins are my age. Anyways. But I've had people flash out on me and say that is not my, I'm like, what? Okay. You're right. That's not my niece technically, but I don't go there saying that either. But I mean, Jesus, it's like, you can't say shit or I get too like choice, like you want to pick my words right. So that, somebody don't flash out and the flying monkeys go flying back and go report to whomever. I don't know. I've seen it happen. I've seen it. Yeah, Lori, golly. I was too. I know. I watched it just progress. That's perfect. And I mean, plug. Mom's like, what's a plug? And I'm like, you are the plug, really. And then before that, it was me. And then it's like once that was established, then they stepped on my head to, reach for the stars to get to my parents. And that pisses me off. It's kind of like what Melanie Gibb did. If you can look at it like that.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty bold, I would say. And so anybody using anybody to get to higher up, to get more clout, to gain a following, to get the subscribers equal money. Subscribers equal merchandise. Subscribers equal a brand, a platform. You're building it. And I mean, I get it till it got, and I was just like, oh my God, no, I didn't sign up for this. In the beginning, yes, there was a lot. They had a lot to bring to the table, and I really had a lot of respect for all of them. And I don't hate anybody, so I don't hate them at all. I am disappointed. I'm disappointed because they're the three most ethical people in this community, as far as I know. That are supposed to be the most ethical people. Kind of like the trusted authoritarian figure that you would run to if you had a problem or something, like if you were in a bind, you would go to these people. Until now, I'm like, hell no, to the no. I'm good. I'll just stay over here.
Yeah. Well,
It's gross, I know. But I have to, it's like I have to, and I say I have to know and listen to the videos and stuff on that channel because they're exclusive from the sources. And I'm just like, I hate it because I'm attributing to the subscription, or the views or whatever. But then I'm like, F that. That's my goddamn family. And so she can suck it. I don't give a shit. It's a constant battle. And it's pretty gross. Anyways, but I just want to know these people. I mean, when I was saying this is a goddamn cult, I got met with so much resistance from that channel. And even broke down and cried and felt attacked, like people were attacking her religion. And I was like, never mind. Oh my God. I mean, how do you gonna cry? I mean, I get it, but then I don't. Because here again, we are here talking about our murdered family members in great detail. And we can put our shit to the side just only to have to walk on eggshells around everybody else.
Can I just say something? So, and I don't want you to feel offended of value, but what is wrong with them contacting Crusha? Because these things have happened so long. And I will tell you that when I first came on YouTube, I was lied to. I was told how much these people enjoyed my channel. And then I found out later that they were sending people over to get information. They were building fake friendships.
Whenever you exposed what was going on without saying a name.
Yeah. Well, no, immediately I had people like emailing me like, oh, this is so great. And then it was clear after a while, I was like, oh, you're just taking that information back. And that's why you're telling me that this person loves my work so much.
You heard it here first. It's just that, oh my God.
But as far as like the comment, I know that it puts more responsibility on the victims, but it's been clear for a long time, in my opinion. They've known for a long time that what they're doing is wrong, and that it's not right, and it's their responsibility as a creator to not be offensive. Because I do this with Crusha all the time. I say, "Here's what I'm doing. What are you doing? Or can I do this?" Or we talk about things.
Do whatever.
Yeah. But to be respectful, to be like, I don't want to put something out that is
triggering.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think that's a responsibility of a journalist and an author and a psychologist to say, this is our responsibility to make sure that we aren't overshadowing the family. And I mean, to me, it's clear that's an ethical thing. That's not happening. So, but I don't think it's I don't think it's Crusha's responsibility. I think they know enough. They've known enough for a while that they know.
Yeah,
they know what they're doing.
They know. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. Anyways. That was a pun. I'm sorry. Thank you for sharing.
In the share circle, we should just call it Share Circle Sunday.
Right. I felt like, I'm going bald. That's okay. I need to stop looking down. Anyways, so I'm gonna share this. I shared it on Jen's channel the Friday. Y'all, it's weird because like, also, let me just throw this in there. Yes, Laura Nelson. I wish I could high five you. I've said that, and I still say it. And I'm just like, how you do it? How you look in the mirror? Like, oh, okay, but okay. That's not for me to figure out or me to. I don't want to hurt anybody. I really don't. But then I don't want to be hurt, and I don't want to. I don't want, like, if I can be the boundary between and protect my family, then that's what the hell I'm doing. If I got to come out and everybody just be like, oh my God, she's a bitch, then so be it, because I'll do anything. That's my family. And they're all I have left. And then, you know, the other ones, the ones that are the victims and are at the heart of the matter, or the reason that we are all here right now. I mean, it's not even going on trial. And I mean, it's just shredded. But I mean, it's a blessing and a curse. This is such a weird introspection. You know, it's so weird to be living this in real time, reacting to things in real time, chatting to with people in real time. I mean, I don't know. I've never had this happen before, so I can only imagine. But I'm a very empathetic person. I can feel, you know, I can put myself in someone else's shoes, and just get a dose. You know, I don't really know what they really go through, like Shannon Watts' family. That's terrible. And I wasn't able to even follow the case. I was not into true crime. I didn't know it was a thing. I was just like, I mean, this is just polar opposite of what I'm used to. But I forget where I was going with that. That happens a lot too. That's called complex post-traumatic stress disorder. That's a result from this. So I'm trying to slow down with my talk, how I speak. That way I can make sense. I'm trying to tell myself, hey, it's okay. Brain, you know, everybody's still going to be here. It's okay if you talk slow. And it happened with Mom too. You know, there was a time when we went to Rexburg, January 2021. It was my only time I went. And thank you, Katie. Hugs back. My mom we were, you know, the beds with 2 beds in the hotel room, and I was looking at her and she was looking at me. And she was trying to talk, and you get into that stutter, and it's like you feel like you're having a damn stroke. That's what I mean, I've never had one. I don't want one either. But it's just, in my opinion, in my mind, that's what it resembles of what a stroke victim or patient or whatever would go through. You know, just not being able to gather your words. And Mom was like, God, she was like, I hate when that happens. And she got so frustrated. And I knew it. I knew exactly. I recognized it because that's me too. And I was like, trauma, Mama, trauma. And we just both sat there and like I stared beyond her and she stared beyond me. And we were just like, like we just hadn't really taken that in. And it gets more manageable in time and helpful. This is an outlet for me. That's what I'm here for. It's healing for me. You guys y'all have no idea how much y'all lift me up, my family up, all of us, you know. And so that's where it is a blessing and a curse. The blessing is you guys and the advocacy and making changes and making a difference. The curse is all the dark shit that comes along with that. All the other stuff. If it's not, like if you're not trying to solve the problem, then you're part of the problem, you know? I mean, it's Autism Awareness Month.
I clicked on the wrong one. Sorry.
Oh,
I totally.
You lose. You get kicked off. You're voted off.
I have thumbs that don't click on the right.
That or we all click Girl McGraw, and which we can't say that for Alex. Anyways.
Yeah.
But thank you, Natasha. And no, you're not a curse. No. Trust me. I set myself up for my own failure. Trust me. I can, like Lil Brands will tell you, I whole ass everything. So I either whole ass do good or whole ass do bad. So when I mess up, I mess up.
I am the same.
Yep,
That's probably why we get along.
No, lemonade out of the the shack of lemons you were handed. Y'all, they
Oh,
were
and I have
bitter.
to, sorry, really quick, I have to say thank you because a lot of people were saying like happy birthday. Someone up there said that their mom had the same birthday. And so happy birthday to your mom.
And Mama Trahan.
Yes, and Mama Trahan. And
And Mama Trahan.
I see all these comments and I want to respond, but I have to a lot of times hide the comments from
Y'all,
myself.
Jen, yeah, she's like, boom. She's supersonic focused on, and I'm like, what?
So bad.
Nonchalant. I'm just popping bubbles,
But I love watching them, and you guys are so supportive of Kresha.
Yeah.
And that's all that really I think is important. It's that we have people that see what this is, that follow true crime for the right reasons, that follow it because they want to bring awareness and they want to support families and they want to prevent these things from happening.
And one another. That's what you're doing to others as you'd want done to you. I'm not really. I was born and raised a Catholic, but I'm more spiritual than anything. I think that's safe to say. And just a good moral compass, guys. And y'all all have it. Y'all do. And that's where I'm telling you, that is where right now, when I'm talking to you guys and we're talking about the crappiest things or just the stupidest things, it doesn't matter. That is where I'm able to feel Tylee, JJ, and Charles, and Joe, and Tammy. That is where I see them. That is where their spirit lives on. And to me, that is like just the most calming. It's the most, it's the best gift, And I just want to do right by them. I made a vow to them. So I've been somebody who always broke promises and just changed things as I needed to. But then I grew up. Yeah. Crocheting Bammy. Yes. We need to see how these creators hurt the victim's family with their words. That's how we learn. Right. It's by trial and error, but enough's enough. They were 2 years into this. It's enough. My thing is, as much as I don't want people on Team Lori and Team Chad to profit and write books, Lord knows they like to write books and they like to talk, just not to any of us. We're not in their good graces, I guess. We're not cool enough. We're not too school for cool. Whatever. And so it's like I don't want them to be able to profit off of this. So the same goes for people who are exploitative and who don't do it on their own merit. Come on, guys. Like they had it for a while. I really did look up to them and I saw they had a lot to bring to the table. But then everything changed. And I might have to put the multiple mortal probation videos on hold. That way I can gather all the, put it into video form. And that way I can share it, not live, but maybe go like a premiere, go through with y'all. And then we can have we can talk about it afterwards because I want to be as transparent as possible. And I don't want to hurt anybody. I'm not here to be a bitch. I'm not here to win. There's no winning. And this love is the only thing that wins. That's it.
Eric has to just mod. He said that his connection is really bad. So he's just going to mod.
Connected.
Someone was talking about gluten-free stuff. And it reminded me, when I was watching one documentary, and Kathy, I don't know if this is true, but they were talking about how Shanann had celiac and I have celiac, and that Chris Watts' mom, like they had some barbecue or something and they didn't bother to bring anything gluten-free for her, so she couldn't eat anything. And I thought, that's one, it's a huge problem when you have celiac anyway, because it happens to me all the time and people don't mean it. But two, for your own family to be like, oh yeah, you can just starve. Like,
Yeah, right.
yeah, I just was like, I can't like, just after that, I was like, that's just so weird. And just, it just kind of tells you
A lot of adjusting.
How people think. But
Jason he's diabetic, and I mean, I feel bad for him, you know. I'm probably freaking diabetic. I swear, but I hope not. Anyways, runs in my family though. Anyways, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I did.
Oh no, that's fine. Kathy said it was Bella and her. That too. I mean, it really sucks to have dietary requirements because my kids are allergic to nuts. So we're just like one family. You just can't even feed. And it's so frustrating for the Italians because they're like, well, what can we feed you?
You're going to eat everything. Yeah.
I'm like, we'll figure it out. But someone was saying that they thought they might have that. So make sure you get tested and don't eat gluten for about 2 weeks before you get tested, or it will throw off the results. But make sure you do, because if you let celiac go uncontrolled, it raises your risk of intestinal cancers, or you just get like your system just gets really effed up like mine is.
Yeah. So get it under and manageable and everything.
Yeah. And the damage can be long term. Yeah. So like I have a hard time swallowing, and I have other transit issues, and it's expensive.
Bo Peep says, I tried to listen to the Michael Stroud video you released, but he was just so far out there. I couldn't understand what his message was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's I pick up on the patterns of the way they talk. I had posted a video clip or something, and I think I posted it to KJ and like on the community wall. And I was like, and I never did go back and check to see because I'm not used to using the community wall. Like I forget about it because I watch a lot of things on my TV. My TV does not, it's just not showing me the description box and stuff. I'm like, oh, cool. You know? So anyways, but, there was the guy, his name is Michael B. Rush, I think.
Oh, that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I finally picked it up, and I was like, he is okay. He's talking, and it's coded, just like we've all felt it's coded. I mean, I've been like, you got to crack the codes, you know? And I mean, straight up, you can see the mathematical, you know, everything just like, I'm like, what? And I'm trying to decode it. And so I don't take anything that these people say verbatim, like the egg thing. I'm not just going to settle on the street name, maybe being Xanax, if that's what they gave them. If, but there's a lot of people that just stop right there. And I understand it's my family, so I'm not going to settle on just that. It doesn't sit right with me. So I feel like there's more that needs to be looked into. And that's references to between Alex and Lore Horror. It's the way they said it is weird. Do you want me to bring the egg? You want me to bring you eggs?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I have eggs. And, you know, it was just like, can we build it? Yes, we can. It was very stupid.
You know,
I've been looking and running across a lot of egg scriptures.
Yep, yolk.
Well, and egg too. Yeah.
Well, and you know, something, when I was going back through, I actually looked at it and I was like, how do we know that she's not, say it is Xanax, say that's what it is.
I mean, yeah, because she's not.
But the time of day.
Right.
Because I was looking at the time of day of these texts and the nature of the conversation. And I was going to do a video on them, but then I thought, you know, so many people have done videos. It's and then there was
your perspective though.
Yeah.
I'm frozen.
Oh, I don't think you are. Not to me.
But
yeah, so anyway, I was looking at it going, well, I don't know if they're talking about, they could be talking about she wants some Xanax. I mean, honestly, like she could have been like, oh, do you have any of that? I don't know. And I
Yeah,
think that's the point of all of this. We really don't know.
we don't.
And
We
we're
can't
making
just be-
guesses, and we need to admit that they're guesses. And I think that's where a lot of things are going wrong, is people aren't admitting,
Yeah.
like, this is just how we feel. This is
Because
based on
I
what
do
we
it
know.
too. Yeah, we do it too. I do it too. I'm sitting there like, I just don't have the time to sit there and fill in the redactions and I don't have the time for that because I've already plowed through those documents a long time ago. So I don't have to sit there and toot my own horn. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, I've been having. Anyways, that's just natural, you know. I mean, just as it comes at you, you through it. At first, it's intimidating because it's so much, and so. But then I have to hurry up in my mind and my trauma, and my grief, my process. I'm having to. I feel I have to get ahead of everybody so that I don't get sideswiped by these things that are triggering big time, like filling in, Tammy's cause of death. And I'm like, are you serious? Yeah, I still don't even know how JJ and Tylee died. I don't know that until I hear it from the correct source. It's like my mind just won't let it register. But just know, I want to share this with y'all. That is the one thing that haunts the shit out of me. And all of this, all of the egregious, all the bad, horrible things about everything is that I struggle with their last moments. That is where like I really freak out. Because it's like, you smell, you hear, you see, you feel as you're being taken out by people that, like, I can't imagine that betrayal. But then again, the only thing that gets me through that is just that it's okay not to know. It's not time yet, and it's not going to make a difference either way, because it still bothers me. And I forget. There was something. I'm comforted by the fact that that bitch can't hurt them where they're at now. Like, I'm just like, okay. And nobody else, hopefully. Hopefully they never get out. I don't care if they live or die. I don't give a shit. As long as they are never amongst the public. If anything, the best thing that could happen, I think, would be eye for an eye and jailhouse, justice.
Yeah. I remember when we first started talking, and I really didn't know nearly as much about the case when you reached out to me. I really just knew just a couple things, and I knew that it had more to do with the church than what people were saying. And I mean that by their beliefs. I don't mean that the church was like, yeah,
right,
we can do it.
You can get the information. It's right here. Right.
Right. And so
it was, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't like, the reason why I didn't like that people were just like writing them off as their own separate thing.
Not just gonna
felt, yeah. I mean, I just felt like
it's a gut feeling.
We have to look at where it came from, and maybe it doesn't matter at all. Maybe it doesn't, but at least that gives us a wider perspective, insight
into murderous minds, right?
Yeah. But then when I met you, and I think we were having a conversation. I remember I was in Nevada. I went to Nevada.
I thought you lived there for the longest. I never did ask.
When we talked there, and I got off the phone with you, and I walked into like the hallway, and Elwife was there, and I just like kind of collapsed into her arms because I was like, this is so much worse than I thought. And I was like, honestly, like, I don't know if I can handle
I know.
as I look through the scriptures and I'm trying to piece things, I don't know if I can handle it. And also, it's hard because it's like, how did they interpret this? Because here's how it's supposed to be interpreted. But clearly,
right. And I'm trying to do this like from their perspective. So I know nothing about the religion. I've never been Mormon. I know just the basics of the Catholic faith. I know just not to be a shitty person. And I've been a shitty person before, Dodo. You know, I'm very forthcoming about my shortcomings. Like, I am not a perfect person. I don't try to that's not me. I don't pretend to be, because that's fake as shit. And that's fake. And I don't do fake. Like, I'd rather you hit me with the lie. I mean, hit me with the truth than oh my God, a lie. Like, you can't get around. It takes forever just to get around it. You know,
right.
the truth I can handle. That's verbatim. It's fact. Boom. Okay. I know what to do. Don't sugarcoat anything for me, please. You're not doing me a favor. And I'm not doing anybody a favor by sugarcoating it either. I mean,
yeah. And I think that is really important too. I remember when you said, I say murder, they were murdered.
I don't want to water it down.
Because people want to say, like, oh, and I was like,
passed away. And I'm like, no, somebody passed them away. You know, that's, yeah.
Yeah, it's just,
it's weird. It's because I remember in the beginning of this, and I don't know if y'all have the same thing, like just these reflection, just big reflections where you're just, I mean, I was thinking about the word murder and how heavy that word felt, just thinking it and just thinking of the weight of the word, the impact of the word, what it meant. And I mean, I was just like, oof. Like, really just taking it in. And I'm just methodical and extra like that. You know, I'm very philosophical, and I didn't know this about myself. I'm learning a lot of things about myself through this process as well. So it's helping me to not be an ignorant person. It's helping me in so many things to be patient, to just be kind no matter what. It just showed me, and it has shown me so many ugly things that is in our world, in our kids. And I mean, I shut off to that for so long because of my anxiety. I would not turn the news on because it would make me feel very anxious, heavy. I'm a big time empath, you know. I mean, I carry the weight of the world on my shoulder. I am one walking Kegel exercise right here. That's the best way I can explain it. I am always tense, always. And my jaw's always clenched, and my cheek hurt right now. You know, I need a chiropractor, a masseuse,
yeah,
and a massage. Yeah, I need a massage. Not Alex's kind, though.
Oh God.
But
yeah.
I really think there's more into that. I did want to address that question from, because I think this is very important with what I've been researching. Do you think it was hard for Charles to convert from being a Catholic to becoming a Mormon? Charles seemed invested with his bishop. Well, it was probably right the first time. Bishop, when he wanted help. Little did he know about Bishop's intentions. I agree with you 144,000%. I always say that. And I think it's interesting because my grandfather, which is Charles and my mom's father, he also wrote a doomsday book. And I didn't find that out until we were evacuated in 2020 for Hurricane Laura. And I ran across it and I was like, what? Because my pawpaw's name was Leland Eli Vallow, and Charles, my uncle, was Leland Charles Anthony Vallow. And so I think I want to say it was Nora Jasmine, and you know how you get like little notifications. Anyways, I just happened to see, it was like, but she pulled it down, so I don't know, and I haven't been able to ask her. She's actually very ethical, in my opinion. She just kind of does her own thing. I love it. I love Nora. She's great. Good insight too. But like, so that's what popped up. It was something to the tune of, did you know that Charles had wrote a doomsday book too? And I was like, what the hell? What? And so we got to my Uncle Bobby's where we were evacuated to, and there's like 22 people, 22 adults straight up. And so everybody wanted to talk. Everybody was, we were evacuated and we were all CPTSDing. And they had just found the kids. The hurricane came right after that in August. But anyways, and I was like, I was like, somebody wrote a book? And she was like, oh yeah, Dad did. My mom said that. I was like, Mom, I gotta know this shit. What? Why? What? A doomsday book? Really? Are you serious? Like that's stuff I really want to know. Because if I want to sound, how can you go in educated and stuff and then get swiped? I don't like surprises. And I mean, yes, I have it on my channel. It's 53 pages. It's free. And you can download it from, I don't remember the website off the top of my head, but it's in the video that I did. It's to music because that's what I used to enjoy doing. Anyways, so it's not like I'm not comparing apples to apples, but I mean, in a way I am. So take it or leave it. My papa, there was nothing, no incentive. There was no like big end game or monetary gain or anything like that. He really did go, and he was a hardcore devout Catholic man, which anything in extremes, y'all, is dangerous. I don't care. Too much sugar, too much salt, too much extremism in the doomsday area. He had, which I believe in, preparing for what ifs, hurricanes. I mean, come on. we had 2 back to back within months. And I mean, shit happens. That's life. So I do believe in the food preparation and storage and stuff like that. Just being ready for whatever. Not to the extremes though. That's my that extremism is really bad. That's basically like somebody going full manic way over here on this side. And you just have to have a good balance, and all the money and time, energy. I mean, I feel bad for this community. I really do. They just don't have enough outside perspectives to compare them, to balance them and kind of put them in check, to bounce off of. And so that's why they tend to gather in these forums. And then they're all like-minded. So all they do is feed and feed
Right.
and feed into it. And it creates this huge shit show. So my uncle, like I am going to, and I mean, that's been a very interesting question for me also to answer, is that I think the extremism as far as my grandfather pushed the kids out, if anything, like turned them away. And then when he would back off a little, then they would come to him. You understand? So it's like something they resented, maybe. I can't speak for them. I don't want to speak for my aunts and uncles and my mom. It's not my place, but I can speak my truth, right? And from what I see, I think it plays a lot into it. And it's interesting. You know, I find it very interesting, and I plan on having a lot more that's going to answer this side of that questioning, you know, about, I don't think it was hard for him to convert to the religion per se. He did it for Lori. He, you know, in the divorce text to his attorneys, he actually did say, and that's where I picked it up. Shit, I almost fell back. Boy, that would be some good entertainment. Anyways, I have it somewhere on the binder around here. Anyways, it said Uncle Charles was telling his attorney that he was taking Lori back, and JJ was over the moon, and he was like, "What can I say?" He said, "Love always wins." And that's when I saw that, it slapped me in the face, and it was just like, you know, I don't know if it's something that he always said. I don't know. But he said it. And he says a lot of cool things in all this.
Buffaloed.
Yeah. I like when he says nonsensical. He always would try, you know, they like him and Mom like had a competition, you know, like not a competition, but they would like challenge themselves to learn a new vocabulary word per week or whatever. It's not as expansive as some people. I'm like, good Lord, I don't even know these words. But I mean, I get it, you know, just pushing the boundaries a little bit so that I get it, striving to be, you know, anyways. It's really cool. When I saw Love Always Wins, I was like, my uncle led with his heart, and I feel like I am a lot like that, and it's a lot of how my family is, and I'm proud to be a part of that, and I'm proud to represent that, and him and them and everybody. I don't want to disappoint or let anybody down. That's not my intention here, but I got to be real with myself and not sugarcoat it, you know, just because they are dead, murdered, you know, all that crazy stuff. I still know that they were human, you know, like I'm not, you know, one of those people. They're not perfect. He was very open about his feelings, sure. Yes, ma'am. Very. And I feel like that's how he led his life. That in it ultimately was his demise also. But at least that man went out not deluding himself down. He stood by what he stood for what he knew as truth. And he was one hell of an integrity-filled, chivalrous man. That was my Uncle Charles. And I mean, I'm proud of that. So, but then again, I'm like, yeah, he's human, you know? I'm sure there's going to be some stuff. I just prepare myself just in case, because if anybody, they'd be like, oh, if it was me and I was dead, oh, Lord, I need like something burn after reading. Just from my past. Told y'all, I take the long route always.
And that's okay, because I really think that the long route is sometimes the best. I'm a little because it's taken me the long fucking eternal route to get through school.
Right? Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh. Like someone the other day, like not to go off this subject, but we were doing something in environmental health, and the professor's like, you know, like, remember when you had chemistry a couple years ago? Yeah. I'm in my mind going, I had chemistry 28 years ago.
Right, and I didn't get it then.
Exactly. I'm like, that wasn't my thing. I'm just taking this class so I can, you know, work in the boring stuff. Which,
yeah.
I think someone was talking about Mormon stories.
What?
And I was just gonna say, was it that I was on it? I don't think they care for my particular brand of
peopling. Although they support it. Hey, there's 144 people in here right now.
Oh my gosh, times it by 1,000. Yeah, I think people find me a little off-putting because I am so to the point on YouTube. And that sometimes gets taken the wrong way, but
yeah,
I can't be like that in my real life. In my real life, I have to be all like boring and straight-laced, and I can't say what I think ever.
And I can't either. Then I'm like, can I? Am I just the only one holding myself back from that? But I also, some people just will never understand me, and that's okay. We're not all supposed to like be all like-minded, because then there would be no opposition, right?
No,
so
and
that's why we're all different, and that's why we all have something different to bring. I like it. It's different colors.
well, and it's great. I think that's part of the dynamic that works for us, because you are more like that gut feeling that, no, this is where I want to go. And I am so measured.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so analytical. And I really have to think
I'm
things
like, I drive her crazy. I know. And then
I'm like, wait a minute. But then there are times when it's like,
you
I
just have
go
to
through it and I think, and I'm like, yeah, she's got it. She's going like, this is right. But yeah,
not, hey, at least I know I went there and saw it out. You know, I saw it through. That's just how I am. I've been divorced twice, and I've exhausted all avenues before I was finally like, I'm done. You know, when you've done everything.
Right.
And so you're like, okay, I can now cut the cord and I'm good.
I took it as far as I could. And I think too, like the way you go after that one piece, like if we're researching, I can't think of like an example, but say we're researching something and you'll text me and say, this is what it is. I know. And I'm like, well, hold on there.
Text can be taken out of context, right? We're all guilty of it.
Yeah. And then I think back and I go, okay, no, wait, she's on to something here.
She just needed some time to marinate on it.
Yeah, I do. Maybe that's like a Utah Exmo thing too. Like it's just something. But on the prepper type of stuff that you were just talking about, I was remembering the other day, because I had always been told like you want 1 year of food storage. And then I remembered when I was younger, I believe it was President Benson, was like, you need 7 years because you need to fit through this 7 years of tribulation. So I'm like, well, that's why Lori had so much.
I'm just going to hide. That way I can smoke.
Yeah. But that's why she had so much. And these people, I mean, they're going freaking bankrupt. And the church is very explicit in saying, don't do that. Don't go into debt for food storage. Just buy a little at a time.
It's like, I feel like they're like, don't. But it's like when you're at a swimming pool and there's a lifeguard. This is the best way I can put it, I guess. And you're telling kids not to run around the damn pool. But so they're like walking really fast. It's like well, go, but don't. I've worked in the refineries here, and when safety's involved, they're like, all right, it's, stand down because it's thundering and lightning outside, but hurry up and get that damn pipe, and hurry up. Don't get hurt. Hurry up though. Yeah. It's that kind of vibe I get.
Yeah, it's exactly, because then you listen to the other lessons. You're like, oh, well, it doesn't matter. I got to get this stuff together, because when Christ comes, it doesn't matter that I'm $40,000 in debt. Christ isn't going to make me pay up. So let's get those 7 years of food storage.
Yeah.
Going. And that's not everybody. I know very few people that took prepping that far. Most took
there's that whole community up there.
Oh yeah, those. Yeah.
I still hang on these forums and stuff, and I still, I'm listening to what they're putting down. I'm not judging. I'm not in there to judge. I'm in there to learn. I am there to learn, and there's some pretty key things that I have found fascinating that I'm just like, okay, just with the way, like one of Chad's dreams he had that I just happened to run across just here recently, like within the past week. but I've been so busy trying to get together all the multiple probation stuff things, so that I can somewhat present it and try to make something that doesn't make sense and is very philosophical, and it's a rabbit hole all on its own, right? Reincarnation is a freaking rabbit hole, and it's interesting to me as well. So I just want, my thing is just to show where I think the disconnect is.
Right.
Like I feel, yeah. So I've got to get that together so that I can make something that doesn't make sense and make it make sense, if that makes any sense.
Yes. Yeah, because I think you provide that link so I can go in and I can show like, okay, here's where they got it. Clearly
Yeah, I
it's
can
not the
read to
same.
y'all all day long, but I mean, I suck at reading. I'm like, after a while, and because I get tired, my tongue hurts sometimes, I'm just like talking in tongues. No, but and so, but I always find so many other things. And I mean, oh my God, I'm a fire hazard because of all the paper I've printed. All right. That's all I'm saying. This is a freaking fire hazard. And there's no sense in all this shit. But it's like I have to have physical copies of a lot of things because it just makes me feel better.
I am the same way. Like, I don't like this whole online textbook thing. Or like, I have to write it down. And you know what? That's a huge sign of ADHD.
Well, God bless us then, because, and I mean, I just come from that generation also. I mean, the computers were just coming in with the internet. I graduated in 96. I was going out. And then I went to some, I attended college for a little while, but I was like, I don't know what I want to be. And I still didn't. That's until this all happened. And then it's like I got chosen. I was chosen. And so it's like all of a sudden it was like I had that aha moment, like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is now my life's purpose. And I see it. It's like people tell me things, all the time. Like KJ, she's like, yeah, I don't think you understand. You've told me, I don't think you understand. Y'all have all told me, I don't think you understand what you're doing. And I'm like, I don't know what y'all are talking about. I'm just here. And I'm happy and honored to have you guys here with me. And it's not so much for me as much as it is for y'all being here for Tylee, JJ, Tammy, Charles, and Joe. That's who does not have a voice, and so that's just big for me, because that's the only thing I'm trying to conquer and figure out all the ways that things have failed, but love is not going to fail. That's how it's not gonna, evil don't win in this story. That's how I'm so sure of that. So much gross darkness, just the worst of the worst, and I mean, we don't even know the half of it. So, and this is it for the rest of my life. It's impacted me that much, and it impacts my everyday life. My kids, I thought about even doing a little skit where I'm going to ask my 6-year-old, my bonus son Silas, and, just what do they think about reincarnation, or just, just have it from a kid's perspective, because JJ loved to play with Silas. And JJ, Silas is 6, so JJ would be 9, almost 10. But he was like this. JJ was like the same mental age as JJ, but he was so much bigger than JJ. Silas was so much smaller than JJ, and so that was interesting. I'd see fear in Silas's eyes, and I'd be like, "Oh God," It's like having a big. I don't want to compare him to a dog, but it's just like having a big old Marmaduke dog or something. Lap dog, they climb up in your lap, and you're just like, "Oh my goodness." They think they're a lap dog, he was just a big kid. And Silas loved playing together, but he was a little intimidated sometimes. So, anyways, and they have lost me also in this as well. I want my family back. I miss them. I never really had them. We were just getting going, and this happened, and I'm blessed in that sense that, I mean, God's timing.
Yeah.
It's thank God. That's all I can say. Oh, I rotate my junk food too. I'm still Reeseing it up though.
I don't have time to rotate mine because I eat it all.
I do too.
Oh,
Jason's the worst though. He just comes back with all this shit, and I'm like, oh my God, I love you though.
yeah.
You know, damn you.
I was like, why do my cheeks hurt so bad lately?
Small.
And I Googled it, and it was like, yeah, when you eat so much candy, that's got a little bit of like that acid in it.
I was like,
citric acid.
Smiling, and you're like, no.
No, oh hell no.
Debbie Downer.
No, it was like, it will like get onto your tongue or your cheeks and stuff, and it will kind of burn them.
Yeah, and right. So that's so important not to brush your tongue with a toothbrush. It's good to get the little tongue scraper, and that's gross all in itself. You're like, ew, God.
Oh, and I have a horrible gag reflux, so even just sometimes, even just brushing my teeth, sometimes I'll start to gag. So now everybody in the chat that's sensitive to that stuff is like, sorry.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Bo Peep says that I really don't know how you have been able to stay sane. Now that's out for, I don't know about sane. I don't know if I ever was. I'm crazy fun. There's a big difference. I'm not, anyways, not crazy like Lori crazy. And by that crazy, I don't mean mentally ill. I mean, oh my God, let me shut up because I'm not making sense. Anyways, but it's interesting how it has impacted so many of you guys, and as it should. Like, I feel like if this doesn't wake a lot of people up, there's not a whole hell of a lot that will. And so I just appreciate Bo Peep. You've been here forever. A lot of you have. Sand Willow, all of you. I can't name everybody because y'all all have been just ride or die. And that's the God's Army thing. Y'all are God's Army. And even though Sand Willow is atheist, my real dad is atheist, but he has the best moral compass ever. Not Larry, my real dad. I mean, he's just a good dude, and I find it compelling also. So it's like, through all this, I'm not gonna lie, I'm being honest, I have questioned God again. I questioned him way back when I was like 20 because I just didn't really understand it. My uncle Ed was talking to me about rapture and all this stuff, and I was like, what? What the world?
I think that's normal when you go through huge, and I say that as someone who's agnostic, which according to my brother who's atheist is just a non-committal atheist. But I think it's normal to question. I know the most faithful people, when they've gone through a tragedy, like a child diagnosed with a terminal disease, it does shake your faith and make you wonder, like, why
broken my shelf yet though.
Why is there so much suffering? What is the point?
I hope there's no little kids in here.
I know that, like, when I left, when I left the church, or not even when I left, because I didn't leave for a long time after I stopped believing, because there was still like a little part of me that's like, yeah, but what if it's true?
When I first met you, it's still
I still say we. I still
tell you that Jason caught, like, it went from the live we did Friday night on your channel, and then it rolled into another one, and I was just in here working, and he was like, Jen really has changed. He was like, like he could see the prepper in you, like, like if there's any kind of movement or something, you're just so accustomed to that. That is your entire foundation. And so that's where I feel that God has been working on me and my experience through all this to be more understanding of the indoctrination of any religion,
Right.
anything like that, or any heavy influence of anything, because it's still in you. But you have just been just 180, and I'm
Yeah.
just super proud of you. I really am.
Oh.
You don't realize it.
Well, I'm proud of you because I was thinking the other day just how much you've grown and become. Hello, Eleanor came to say hello.
Hey, Eleanor. How you doing?
How you doing, Ellie? You want to talk? Maybe I'll turn on the camera so you can see her, not me.
Oh, they're talking about Eleanor Wright.
Eleanor Jane.
Oh,
she doesn't care. She's like,
lapdog.
Bye now. Yeah, you've just grown so much to be more comfortable. Like the fact that you're speaking out is.
I can't believe I'm doing that. That was, oh my God. Now it's trying to get over doing a video, talking to a camera without you guys being on here. I'm like, oh my God, I can't just sit there and talk at a camera. Like it's so weird for me. I never was into FaceTime. My daughter would FaceTime me and I'd point it at the ceiling. I'm just like, whoa, that's my boundaries, You just cross them. I wasn't raised in that generation. So it's like, I'm like, mm-mm. And so I did video. I was like, screw it, let's turn the damn camera on and just do it. And I did. And y'all, I started out it was one of Julie Rose's videos. And I was just like, just pap, 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 snarking back big time. And I started out all snarky and I ended with freaking red eyes and puffy. I was like, this is bullshit, and I'm just doing it was just horrible. I was like, 30 minutes. I went from real to real. And so, but it also allowed me to work through those emotions that I didn't even know were bothering me at the time. It's crazy. This is so freaking weird. That's all I can say. It's weird. I don't know how else to do it. I have probably saved 15% or more in counseling fees.
Yeah. Well, I don't think there's a right way. And I think people expect there to be a right way. They want to see you grieve or.
I like your style. That's funny. I'm way back there.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it.
Rhonda said, I'm woke. Me too, girl. Me too.
Yeah, but I think I think that's the kind of the important thing for people to know is that you can't expect. I think a lot of times we expect family members to just fit into this.
Right.
Fit into this mold of like what a co-victim or what a family member
you're
should
airing
look like.
Again, Eric. Eric, you're windy. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just hoping he could.
Oh, sorry.
This was
sorry.
Oh wait.
No, you're good.
I
crocheting.
picked my phone up to.
I think her name was Nicole, but she sent me a picture of her dog. He's cute, or she is cute. I don't have the card out. I didn't want it to reveal a name or anything.
Yeah.
But,
crocheting Bammy, that's my son is on the spectrum. I talk about him a lot.
I think I am. Honestly.
That was something too. Eric, you know more about what's going on with the
loco motive.
the docs, because you're the one that tells me. So someone is asking for you to fill us in.
Drum roll. Eric.
Friday?
Like just the overall feeling, like something's coming. In my opinion, something's happening. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I mean,
but I feel like she's, and I haven't looked into it. I haven't talked to Eric about it or nothing. It's just something I feel. No. I'd like to hear though.
Well, I mean, if you read if you read between the lines,
Yeah, that's what we have.
I mean, one of the telltale signs, to me anyway, is when they extended her the last time, they had a hearing
And let it out.
for all of us to watch, saying that it was going to be extended. They had documents filed saying she's extended for 180 days with probability to something after 180 days. Forget the exact wording, but and she hasn't had a scheduling conference in God knows how long. None. She has had none.
But then, and what's his face?
She has been
Archie
admitted.
showed up.
So
that's kind of weird. You know, that he was in the court hearing, the last court hearing for Chad. That was weird, in my opinion. Archie.
Right.
Archie.
Yeah, I mean, and they tried to be slick about it and act like Archie wasn't in there.
Gotta be quicker than that.
Because they left him out of the minutes. They left him out of the minutes whenever they put it out in the portal. But I mean, it's just a lot of little things, that that they're having these expedited hearings. They all agree, everyone on Rob, Lindsay, Rachel, John Pryor, and Boyce all agreed in a hearing that April the 20th was a good date for everybody to,
I'm sure it is,
hold the jury to hear the continuation for the jury stuff. And like a day or two later, they moved that date up till the 19th. So, and then Judge Boyce not severing them, and Lindsay saying,
Megan,
we don't want them severed, for judicial and monetary things. And I get that, but I don't think that Judge Boyce would have kept them together had he known that she was going to be gone for very long. That's why I think that. Now, I know what he said in the document. The document says that, it was for the money reasons and.
But it's what they're not saying.
Well, the logistics and whatnot. But had he known,
the only one. The judge is the only one that would know her
that Lori wasn't going to be back sometime soon, he would have severed it.
I think so too. I think so. That's my opinion. That's Eric's opinion. That's not Jen's opinion. She stays very unopinionated in that area. Speculation.
Well, I have my opinion. I just get nervous when I voice it. But I'll go as far as to say that I believe that conclusion is a strong possibility. How's that? How's that for not answering an answer?
Right? Oh, word salad, man. I'm like, just say yes or no.
I know. Well, I learned from the best. I learned from the church. It is more important to say.
Yes.
And there's
what people don't say is more important than what they do say, and not just within the church and leadership, but I really do think people say more with what they don't say.
Yep, you're correct. I agree. I mean, I'm of that opinion. Okay. There you go. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Eric. I'm gonna just have me some signs. That way I can just keep going. Thank you. You snuck another one in, Eric. How
did Moonlight View? How did you get it at even $10? I want to know how they get even numbers like that.
I used to just send them. I still do, but I try to
see.
Oh wow! Thank you, Moonlight View. Though,
how'd you do that, Moonlight View?
Thank you.
Math. Is it like I always
His
just
whole
go
ass
through
is
Venmo.
that's what.
It won't let me go to an even.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's
Someone earlier
$4.99,
said to check your
99,
Venmo.
Okay.
$19.99.
Yeah. Thank y'all.
I don't know how it goes.
And I've got to get some bracelets mailed out, y'all. I suck. I suck. I don't know what it is. I just have been so immersed in, everything hurts. All I do is look down to the point where when I look up, my neck will pop back here and then I'm able to breathe. Is that weird or not?
No,
weird.
that's
Stress.
what I do with it when I'm in school. In fact, right now, I
I
need to do more. There's a yoga channel. I'll have to send you a link. She's the best yoga channel I've run into on
I've never
YouTube.
done it.
And it does help. She's like the only one, because I hate yoga. I'll just admit it. I don't like this slow workout crap or workout at all.
I don't like working out. You just better catch me,
is it
running for food or something.
Adrian, it's yoga with Adrian.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Little Browns. Yes.
Like I need to be sitting on my ball right now. That way I can, maneuver. Because I don't, with doing all the research, I don't do any, I'm just so immobile. So I'm to the point where I'm like, you know what? You're just never going to get to that point quick enough before you really just ex-nay your health. Talking to myself. So I just have to just step away from the project, all the projects. And I just have to go, I'm going to have to make myself do this. And I'm not very good at self-discipline. So I'm my worst enemy.
And she's got short videos too. Like her videos aren't all like an hour. So you can do like a quick 10-minute and maybe we got to do like a buddy shift.
And I'm like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah.
What I did yesterday.
We got to do a group. Like
we would have to. I used to step 13,000 steps a day, but I was working. So I'd use my job as a workout and I lost 50 pounds and it was during the winter time. And so I was in the outdoor, it was winter on the Gulf. And so it was always freaking cold. But you'd be like bundled up like this. And then you'd start working 15 minutes into it and everybody's stripping because you're hot, and anyways, I just had to acclimate. And by the time I got around to that the spring or whatever, I was like a size 2 and I was like, where the hell where'd everything go? All my assets, everything went away. I went to go open a door, like the double door, the glass, the handle doors. And just me and my the little world, I went to go push it and it stopped me. I was like, there was no getting, I didn't have that weight behind me anymore. I didn't have that ass.
Well, I don't know.
I was like, whoa, this is so weird.
I don't know about anybody else, but the doors for Nordstrom are the heaviest damn doors in Utah. I don't know if all Nordstroms are like that, but in Utah, I'm always like, I can't go through Nordstrom. The doors are too heavy.
You open the door for me.
Yeah, right. Usually the L wife does all that. Like she's the muscle.
Thank you, okie dokie. Right?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank all y'all. I love you, every one of y'all. But again, I don't know what I should do. I don't know if I should, because I'm really to a good point and I am going to ask for help. I'm not going to ask because y'all have offered it. I am going to actually help y'all help me. I'm going to take y'all up on it. Donna Donald and Kathy.
I was just going to say Donna has offered so many times.
So, I have been like, I've, finally had that conversation in my head by myself, to myself, with myself. And I was like, you're silly if you don't, why? It's in the beginning though, I was super leery. I don't want people, because I'm a team. there's no I in team. There's an M and an E though. I've had somebody use that one on me. I'm like, all right, butthole. But anyways, I mean, it's like you can't even get it together in your mind, much less explain it to anybody else, right, Jen? She's the first person and the only person that I don't know. It's like we got each other without really talking that much. It's super weird. It's super cool though. It's like I needed her to be my pipe. My pipe. My mouthpiece. That's my mouthpiece right there. That might be OI's dime piece. That's my mouthpiece. Thank you, Sam Willow. Thank y'all. But it's like I couldn't talk. I cannot, and I still feel really not confident with Mormon speak. I don't just know it like that. And my brain has changed so much. I'm sure from the trauma and my age. It's so much in there. It's crazy. Ooh. It doesn't come out very eloquent, It doesn't come out the way I need it to come out. It's not effective, in my opinion.
I get it though.
Maybe it is.
I understand. Char, Nordy's is not in my price range either. It's just that would be the door my mom would go through. And so how there's just a door into the mall you go through when you go to the mall.
Because you park, yeah.
Yeah, but no, it wasn't in my mom's either. But she just spent money on it anyway. She was like, the kids can eat tomorrow. They don't need to eat.
Yeah.
She was
over yourself.
Yeah, but I think you know what to say. And I think you know more about Mormonism now than probably
half. She told me that a long time. She told me that when she first met me. She was like, I'd put you up against any scholar. I was like, what are you talking about?
Oh, I really would.
I'm talking about cram. I've crammed. Mm-hmm. I was just like Miss Pac-Man, just eating all the pebbles. Okay, whatever those things are called. And them ghosts, they're ham. They're coming at me. When you delegate, you obligate. Oh, yeah. You'll find that most people would be mighty proud to be, and I know that because I like to help, right? So I get it. You're right, Pops, and your Moo Mafia.
Yes, right. Very wise.
I get it. I can say that, but I'm just now feeling relaxed enough, secure enough, I guess you can say, confident enough even to be able to do that. I didn't know what I needed. Now I do. So I mean, it would have been like too many Indians, not enough chief. Too many chiefs, not enough Indians. I've just been like, I don't know. I'm just not somebody that can just pull up an outline. And I'm like, I don't know how she does it. How does she just, like Jen, she'll just stop at two points. And I'm like 800 years later and 800 points later. I'm extra too.
Well, I've had to learn to do things that way. Like,
I admire that.
A skill that I have. It's just I had to learn. It's just the way I organize my thoughts. How you come up with systems. But Carol, I think the next court date, didn't you just say the 19th?
April 19th or 20th? 19th. Eric?
19th.
Yeah, there he is. That's my brother.
19th. Yep. 9 a.m. 9 a.m. their
Thank you.
Time, 11 a.m. Eastern.
Oh Lord, we go with all them time zone things. I'm like, oh my God. Thank you so much, Natasha. That means a lot. It really does. I always thought my voice sounded so annoying. Mom says the same thing about hers too, because we have this pitch. Uncle Charles had it. My brother, everybody does. And it sounds like we have a tone, like an attitude, We're like, I've been pulled over before and gotten worse treatment than any of these hookers.
Michelle gets. Yeah, a lot of people think that the L-wife is very intimidating and that her voice is always mean. And she's definitely not as mean as me. But I sound like I'm 12. I always sound like this 12-year-old, like I'm unsure of myself. And then it's like in the middle of a conversation,
you're like,
that people are like, oh, she's not innocent. She's quite a bitch.
Yeah. That's how I feel too. Like I can joke around. I like to joke around. It's how I've dealt with a lot of trauma from my past, obviously. Again, I'm learning all this as I'm going through this process. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. It's just a lot of things to work through. And it's okay though, you know. God's plan, and I mean it's working out. So but I would let's say I got pulled over and there's two cops talking at you at one time, and I'm like ADHD like a mofo. There's all the squirrels are gone. There's no squirrels. I'm just like, what? And I'm like, I am calm. You know, I'll say like, I am calm. And they're like, calm down. And I'm like, I am. And I didn't realize it really just goes into, my mom does that. And so when she would do that, it would trigger me. And then I'm like, stop hollering at me. And it's just horrible. It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah, I'm the same way. When I was in Washington, we got pulled over in my daughter's car. So we get pulled over, and I don't know why. I'm like, what did you do? Because I always notice when when you have a kid, you notice every little mistake they make when they're driving, right? Because you're a backseat. I'm a horrible backseat driver.
She gets her license on my birthday. My birthday's May 3rd. My daughter is getting her license.
Yes, I know. It's like scary, but yeah, we're driving and she gets pulled over, and of course I'm like, do you have pot in your car? Because she's in college. So I'm like, do you have pot in your car? She's like, well, it's legal here, Mom. So if I have it, it's legal. And I was like,
we need to have this talk though, kid.
But she had forgotten to turn on.
I never would have thought of that. Oh my God. Now I'm like, you just put all kinds of shit in my head.
Yeah. No, she's just forgotten to turn on her lights. Like, you know how you have your daytime lights, and then she had just forgotten to turn those on. So, and the officer was really nice about it. But it was just funny because I was like, I didn't notice that you screwed up or anything.
Thank you, Sleuth and Sandals. I have Sleuth and running shoes. Well, I'm a Sleuth and flip flopper.
Hey, Jen, how much did you?
Huh?
How much was the ticket?
Oh,
he didn't give us a ticket.
Yeah.
He was real
nice. How much was the ticket?
Oh, good.
Oh, I have no idea.
Warning.
I know when he didn't even give us a written warning. Because it was like on Main Street in this little tiny town where she goes to college. So he was just like, hey, I had something to do. And of course she's like this little innocent looking, like she's so innocent looking. People are always like, she looks like she's 15. Like she's just a little like blonde, just like, oh, what? But they're never that nice with me when I get pulled over. Of course, I get pulled over for things like going 20 over. So I can't be like, oh, I didn't notice. Like, have
you ever pulled yourself over? I have.
Oh, you mean like I see the cop and I'm like, oh, I'm getting pulled over.
I blew his ever loving mind. This is like back in 2012. I was going through my second divorce. I haven't been married since. But I had left a pool party, I guess you could say, whatever. We went swimming with her. I don't know. I didn't have my kids with me. But so I'm on 210, which is like a thing off I-10 interstate. And I was booking it, And so I see the cop and I'm like, oh hell, and I just pulled over. And like he pulled it ahead of me and he was walking to my car and he was like, and I was just like, I don't want you ready, and he leaned in, he said, you're the first person that I have ever had pull themselves over. And I was like, hey, I'm caught, I'm busted.
Yeah.
And he let me go. And I was just like, integrity.
No.
Just owning up to your own mistakes, being aware of your own bullshit, just being like, yeah, I'm guilty. Yeah.
Done.
So just be accountable, own up. And it's so much easier to just get past. That's from my experience.
Yeah.
Of course, I never listened to anybody else. I always had to learn on my own because I'm hard-headed.
Yeah, they still gave me a ticket. But when Michelle did that, she said she was driving through like Nevada to come back. And if you're on I-80, it's a long drive with nothing to see. And so she said I don't know if it's that road, but she saw the cop's head flip around as she sped by. So she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna pull over."
Yeah, let me let my wheels cool down a little bit. Oh yeah, I've driven all the way from Lake Charles to San Antonio. It was Thanksgiving one year. I don't do holidays, never have. I don't know what it is. I'm just not I don't know. Ever since me and my son were estranged, it's like I just kind of checked out in that sense. But anyway, so I drove to San Antonio to meet my friends, which is where we went to Dick's Last Resort and everything, and the river walk and all that. And I drove with my, sitting Indian style. I'm not gonna lie, I had some Patron. I did. I sipped the whole way. And for 6 hours, like I sat Indian style, nobody was on the damn road. I was like, this is awesome. Cruise control, radio up. I miss those days. Thank you, Rhonda. Booyah. Back at you. I know, I'm just KJ too.
Booyah.
Booyah. So y'all Tar Heels won, huh? Did they? Did your Tar Heel people win?
Damn Skippy.
They did?
Absolutely.
Good job.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chad and Lori. I used to watch football. I used to watch oh my God, what's it called? Not wrestling.
ESPN?
USC. Right? Ultimate Fight UFC. I said USC. I used to watch UFC. Like
Ultimate Fighting?
Yeah, I don't like boxing or anything or I don't like wrestling at all. Whatever.
I've never been able to watch that stuff. And I guess the thing with sports is, one, I've just never had the patience to learn what a fourth down is. And two, I feel like, you find out the results anyway. So, Oh, Mega Music will be. When I was driving through Boise, I was like, oh, I should have seen if I could stop by. If you'll be in Salt Lake, you let me know.
Oh, wait, she says I'll be in Salt Lake beginning of May. Oh, I was like, what the hell? Why you got to beg anybody, girl?
I know, because I can't. I don't know if that's why, but my keyboard is too small on my phone. So, but yeah, I will. If you're interested, send me an email. I need to put my new email address up because I did get an email finally.
I established one. It's lorehor144 at Gmail. Yep.
Yeah, I just need a real.
Just so it can be like the lore whore of the bunch. If we just pass it around.
Yeah. No, I just need a secure one that I felt comfortable with. So I'll definitely.
I can't wait to meet people along the way. I think me and KJ are gonna, I think she didn't even have to ask me. Like I already had that thought in my head, and I hate doing that because then usually I set myself up for failure. When I plan things out in my head, they never go the way I plan them. But I just thought how cool that would be, just to drive up there to the trial, whatever, the court thing, and just meet people along the way. There's nothing like spreading that message and sharing that tangibility of the love,
Yeah.
And just to be able to show people and hug people and just thank everybody along the way. That it means so much. They mean so much. I still want Mom to put insurance on the damn buses because everybody talks about the damn buses. And you're going to throw so-and-so under the bus. And I'm like, y'all been in the bus business for a couple of decades. Now we can capitalize on the buses and be the figurative, be the bus with, with like all the victims' faces all over it. The justice bus or something. I can't wait to go either. I can't. It's gonna be an experience, that's for sure. I want it to be that. I want it to be an experience.
Yeah.
I want. It's like I can just heal so much from that. Just going to Rexburg did me wonders. Just being there. It didn't look at all like I had pictured it, and saw it on TV. Where the kids were buried and stuff, and people just stop while you're right there, and they just get out their trucks and stuff, and you're just like, "Hi, how you doing?" They're like, it's just different. It's different. They're very nice. I don't know about this lady going on tonight. I do want to share this with y'all. I remember hearing from the family of the guy Eldon that died, the neighbor dude, the neighbor man that died. I remember his family asking that everybody basically drop it. I don't know why. I have to I felt like I just needed to respect their wishes. So I want to share that. Every time I see it kind of be brought up, I'm like, no, I don't want to push the issue if it's not wanting to be pushed by their family. But then I'm like, well, what if their family is all up in it? I don't know.
Who's here?
Hi, Mom. Love you, Mom. Well, we're leaving. Kate's here. Go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost went to
They're
Rexburg.
putting another temple in Rexburg, which I find really weird. Yeah. Sir.
How big are those buses?
56 passenger.
How big are the buses?
56 passenger on one, and I don't know. She's not going to do it. She said it costs too much to insure them, and it does. Mom.
Yeah,
So I'm just going to ride with KJ, I think, in her RV. I think it would
we
be
have
really
RV
cool.
parking.
We're going to trailer park it up, girl. Two trailer park girls go around the outside. I'm going to get me one of those lawn chairs, with the old school.
Do you know, nobody believes me when I say this, but my dream is to live in an old person trailer park when we retire.
Mama Trahan owns 2 of them, so there you go.
Yeah, and so they have communities that are very LGBT plus friendly, right?
Oh,
but
yeah.
They're so expensive. I don't know what's wrong with my fellow community members, but they're all they all make way too much money, because I looked at one and I was like, excuse me.
Right?
So is this only for the rich ones?
Wait, and as soon as we drive it off the lot, you mean it goes down and it depreciates? Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. Big time. Never buy a brand new car.
Okay, not with wheels, right? You telling my mom now. Mom's probably like, yep.
Yep. I never buy a brand new car. I drive my car till the wheels fall off, or until I hit the back of a bus. That's what I did. That's how I ruined my Honda Pilot. I drove into the back of a bus.
Oh my God. Me and Mom, we would 56 passenger. I used to clean these suckers. I have pictures. Still, Mom, I still have pictures. 56 passenger for the one that her profile picture of JJ. That was that video I took on the bus. And that was the 56 passenger bus, and Pawpaw took JJ all the way to Houston. One, just him and JJ on the bus. It's got, the bathroom and everything. That, and they're really nice, really nice. But all this kind of happened all at the same time, so can't really focus on things that are happening in real life. And you kind of have to put everything on mute, plus the hurricanes. I mean, it's just been a shit show. I'm not even gonna lie. It's been like that for everybody, with the coronavirus and all that. Everybody's had to do so much adjusting and adapting and overcoming, and look at us, we're getting through it. I'm pretty proud. But JJ was thinking on, it's 56 passenger. And I love, when I go back and I asked Larry, I was like, why that song? Turn out the lights, the party's over, and he was like, I don't know. And
wait, are you talking about the Closing Time song? Closing Time.
What song?
I can't sing, but it's the Closing Time song. Like, it's closing time for
Oh, it's Willie Nelson, and it's turn
daycare.
out the lights. The
Oh, that's
party's over. They say all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. I can't sing either. But Papa was saying, because the kids, like Silas and JJ, were eating the microphone.
I saw that. I noticed that. I kind of
I
laugh
was
every time I
like,
see
why
his
y'all
picture.
eat it? Why y'all eat it? And Silas, my bonus son, he's like digging straight boogers out of his nose. I mean, he's just like, always, and I'm just like, oh my God, no. And I didn't know to keep the camera like this and not do this and this. So I've learned so much from that point in time. And now I know how to do certain things. And yeah, it's crazy. It's a lot of learning experiences for sure. So I guess you have to be grateful for those, because although they don't feel comfortable at first, because I don't like change, but I feel a whole lot more confident and sure of myself navigating and doing some things. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And y'all have been so patient and helped me. And I mean, we've done it all together, and it's just really cool. And we have so much more to go, but it's okay. Don't forget to pay your bills. That was me. Mom was like, that's me. And I was like, no, it's not. You were helping Uncle Charles pack. You were there packing, Mom. Oh my God. So I've called Lori Aunt Satan. The other day on Jen's live. Her birthday was April 1st, Friday, and we were just cutting up. That was fun, by the way.
Yeah.
And I said, oh my God, my Antichrist. I called her Antichrist, and I was like, I cracked myself up. I was like, why haven't I thought about that before? Because she was Antichrist for sure. And, anyways, I hope you're laughing. Anyways, I hope y'all are all laughing.
I'm laughing. Oh, thanks.
On the inside. Yeah. Happy birthday. Yeah. And y'all, it's Autism Awareness Month. I don't know. I'm going to try and pull something together. I really don't need to talk to Mom. I need to figure something out to where we can maybe throw some donations towards JJ's Life Academy. I don't know.
That would be good. Because what's the big autism charity?
I don't know.
Heard some,
I haven't been able to do enough research into that yet, so I don't really know. But and it's also Child Abuse Awareness Month. So there's Tylee, there's JJ, and all other children who are victims from these monsters. Yeah. So just let's keep that in mind. And then I think mental health awareness is next month. That's when I came up with May Day.
Yeah. I don't know, but nobody got my joke on Friday.
Yeah.
Did you get my joke? I don't know if anybody heard it. I said, it's Autism Awareness Month. Go tell the kid he's autistic. Because, my son's on the spectrum. So I was like, go make sure he knows. Yeah. He knows. It's a joke. Yeah. Don't worry. I'm a good mom.
It's like if somebody's a narcissist or an alcoholic. That's why I say you don't tell somebody they're a narcissist. It's like you don't tell somebody they're autistic either.
Oh, I do. I mean, he knows.
Well,
I'm very
from a young age. Like for me, I've been like, I approached Mom with mine, and this is like after years of like slow, like just really just kind of taking the little tests, and they're always the same, and I'm like, I really do resonate with this, like it explains a lot of myself, big time. Awkwardness, just I don't know. It's crazy how I just really do feel I'm on the spectrum more than I think.
There's like 4 or 5 of them. I can't remember the names that he had to take. But yeah, from the time he was little, I've always been very open with him about, brain just works a little bit differently, and that's okay. And that's why sometimes
bad or good, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, you have a hard time, and where I really realized it is we were in Mall of America. We had gone on vacation there, And I knew from the time he was a baby, I was like, something is different.
Yeah.
But everybody kept telling me, like, you're just paranoid. You're just, you're overprotective. And I was like, no, something is different. And we were in Mall of America, and he wouldn't walk on the cracks on the tile. And I was like, he was like tiptoeing. And I was like, you can walk.
I
And he
tiptoe.
was like, no, because I heard it'll break your back, and I don't want to break your back. And
Stepping on a crack will break your mama's back.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna get some tests done. And people still didn't believe me. And then they came back. But it's like there's like 3 or 4. They have like official names.
It's such a big, broad umbrella. Like everything else, it's a spectrum.
Yeah.
And like I heard, from researching it and watching and reading a lot of things, there's a lot of people who do have autism who don't like being called high function, or because I mean it's not a damn competition. It's just my brain works this way. It doesn't make me good or bad, or give me a handicap. If anything, it's just I'm able to do something totally different than you are. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah. No, there's all that. I think the important thing to always remember is, how does it affect your life? So we all have traits. We all have something.
Woo!
This is what my son's like therapy team when he was little, because he went to like kind of a program kind of like JJ a little bit, and now he's in a special school. But they told me, because I would say like, well, I do that, and they were like, well, it's just, at what point does it affect your life and like your functioning,
right?
And if
like
it continually does that, that's when you have interventions. But I've always felt, the same with their ADHD. Both of the kids have ADHD, and I've always
have you always had it, or did you have to? Because I obviously have had to mask mine, or it just wasn't a thing back then.
The ADHD
or autism? No, none of that.
I thought I was dumb. And then it wasn't until I was 26, I was telling a therapist, I was like, I don't understand why I could never do it. And she's like, I think you have ADHD. And I was like, oh no, my kids have that. And she's like, oh, then I think we really need to check.
That's what made me think that about, I approached my doctor about it. I was like, you know what? But I mean, I couldn't imagine taking the medicine for that. And I'm like, wouldn't that make me hyper, or wouldn't it make my heart race? Or, you think about the medicine that they use to treat ADHD, and you're like, with the anxiety, I'm like, but it made sense. I make sense when I take it. It just does calm me down. My mind does not race. I'm not really hyperactive. This is though. Holy crap. It's filling out at all times.
Yeah, it definitely. I heard now they just call it ADHD. They don't even use ADD anymore. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
But there is a channel. I was talking about it on my birthday. It's called like How to ADHD. And when I watch those videos, I'm like,
oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like I didn't realize like it wasn't because I was dumb. It was because I just didn't learn a certain way. And then I got to college.
It's like when they down here in where I'm from in Louisiana, they came with this Common Core teaching stuff where you had like, our kids started coming home with homework that I was like, I don't know how to help you. Like, I am like, what? The way they wanted your kids to show their work. I'm like, you're on your own. Because I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, it's so
I don't
different.
care how I got to that. We weren't taught that process, and so that there was a big disconnect between parents and children here. Everybody hated Common Core.
It's the same in Utah. It's the same here. The Common Core. Nobody likes Common Core.
I don't understand.
Yeah, and they're doing like weird things in Utah now, where I called the state. I'm like, well, this is all great that you're doing this, but no other states are doing this. When these kids apply for college out of state, they're not going to get in. and I can't remember what it is, like
Wow.
what they're doing, but it's some stupid thing that I'm like, all right, well,
I like the way
they're
she
not going to go
said
out of
it.
state.
I like the way she
But
said that. If
I
you
didn't
had
think
one,
I had the hyperactivity until my wife told me. She was like,
look
oh,
at
okay.
JJ, how he was just so just like do 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 do. I mean, I was
Mhm.
the same way. I see a lot of mannerisms shared. You know, I just when we found out that he had it, that's when I started like I'm like, what is that even? You know, I started looking it up, and I took the little test, and it said most likely, you know, it was in there. And then I took it a few years later, not the same test, but just I've come back to it like about 6 times now, and
Yeah.
it's always very well into that. It's like in the let's say out of 50 questions, and I don't know how everybody scores different, but it would be like 32, 37. And so I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. You have to do the kind where like we did, which is the teacher fills out one, the parents fill out one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then the kid fills out one.
504 something program. IEP. Individual Educational
Yeah.
Plan.
Yeah. We have IEP. 504s are a little different.
504 is the area code for New Orleans, where I'm from. So that's the
Oh, is that
504
what it is?
NOLA. Yeah.
Well,
I'm 337. Anyways, well, I do want to thank everybody for being here. Thank y'all for being patient with me. I swear it's gonna make sense whenever I get it to make sense. No, as soon as I can call Kathy and I can talk to Donna, and they're gonna help me be the best me. They're gonna help me make sense of the stuff that doesn't make sense. Polishing a turd, I call it. And yeah, basically polishing a turd. I can clean that up.
Megan has your number, right?
Yeah, through Messenger. I need to re-download Messenger because I don't go on there at all anymore, and so I noticed the other day, and my phone's filled up again. So I'm like, oh crap. Trace on the case. You're the one who came up with the amazing ideas, and you sent that to me, and I want to thank you. Remember, on Jen's channel Friday, I talked about it. Trace on the case came up with like these letters and stuff that we can send to Arizona because of that cuckoo Alistair, whatever, Adele, prosecute whomever the corrupt drunk person was in Arizona. And then that she was working in Arizona in Maricopa County during the same time as everything was transpiring with Uncle Charles 2019 and the kids, all that was just full-fledged, whole ass. And so she's not there anymore, and a lot of cases have just fell through the cracks. That's not cool. So Trace on the Case came up with a sample form, and she wanted to bring awareness at the same time. Let me get to it. That way I can say it, and that way I do her justice.
Didn't she have contact information on there?
I don't know.
I think so. Because
doxing and stuff.
I call.
I don't even know. I just learned what doxing was, so I did not mean to.
Wait, what do you mean?
I don't know. You said contact stuff.
Partially doxed, remember?
Okay, I thought you meant like personal contact stuff. I was like, oh crap, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's why nobody can contact me anymore. You didn't know that? Remember I told you, like, that's why.
Yeah, that's how I'm learning. Before I was just like, oh well, it's public information.
Yeah, no, my information wasn't public.
It is now.
Well, no, because now the local police have all of that information.
Right. I love that. Trish on Web Sleuth, she's like, just go tell, if you're a YouTuber or doing something like this, you're an influencer and you're in the public, it's best to just go to your local police station, introduce yourself, let them know what you do, especially if it's true crime. Did you just toot? Just kidding. And I don't know. I heard like a toot noise, but I'm joking.
Oh.
Anyways, that's me and my ADHD. And so I just think it's a good idea. I haven't done it, so I suck at taking loud advice.
Yeah. Case says the video has a contact. My thing is to always call them or text them. Because they can't ignore those. They can just hit delete on an email, which they do.
And yeah, so Jen was explaining. So Trace on the case sent me an email. This is March 28th. She says, "Hi, Crusha. I put together this info, but I don't know how to best get it out to the masses. Put in some Kool-Aid." Just kidding. "I can post on a few Facebook pages, but it will take more than that. I use the April date as way to try and organize everyone to get started at a certain time, and thought people would be less likely to put it off." And you're right. And I'm that person that's putting it off in April. Anyways. I should never turn away. Everyone to get started at a certain time, and thought people would be less likely to put it off. Tell me what you think and any ideas how to get it out there. I honestly don't think it can hurt. And I agree. I do think the inept leadership with the MCAO affected these cases. And I agree. I think we all do. She started at that position in 2019. And what better way, and I love the way she goes with this, and what better way for them to try and correct their image than charging in a high-profile case involving children. Anyway, here's what I've got. And so she sent some screen, which I hope it don't have. Oh, it has personal information. I don't think traces. Hope not. Anyways.
That was just their information.
Yeah. It was just, it's like this, and it's like a sample, I guess. I haven't really got to look at it yet.
When's their election cycle?
I don't know. I'm good to know my cycles.
Because I'm just saying, like, their election cycle would be important too.
And so I need to Trace, is it okay if I share this on the community wall so that maybe I can, I don't know.
She made a video.
You can lead it up. She has her, huh?
She made a video. See if you can share it.
Who is Trace? Trace?
I don't know.
Tracy? Is this Keto and Crime Tracy? I'm so confused.
No, it's a different.
I try to figure everybody out without asking. But basically, just sample letters for us to give people ideas on how to. Yes, she says. Yes, what? I know. I hate when I'm firing back in chat too. I'm like, no, not now. Like when Scott read my comment and I was talking about the bus and how it would just be a good statement to make, just to show up in the buses that everybody's throwing these people under. He's like, no, let's not resort to violence. I'm like, that's not what I meant, but hey. It makes me laugh. So I don't know. Either that or I can, if you're up for the case, and maybe let you delegate that, because I think it's a really great idea, and I really appreciate your guys working on this. Like, this is great. But Jen brought it up, and she works in policy and stuff, and the most effective way. Go ahead.
It's the most effective thing you can do is call or text if they have a number to text. I always call, and as long as you're polite and you're like, listen, this is just the way I feel. And sometimes they'll tell you why they can't or why they can do something. And it's important to talk to them like before they're going into maybe a session or an election cycle, because that's when it's going to matter the most, because they're going to want to get reelected or elected.
Actually, I've read the story on this, and they're like picking somebody to take her place. They like
a special election.
Yeah, not a calling of election. Made sure though.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's like a second run. It's crazy.
But yeah, they don't like those form emails that you fill out when it's like like say the ACLU sends it, like send your senator an email, and the senators and the reps that I've worked with, because I have worked with some, they're like, yeah, we just hit delete on those because they know, like, they don't have time to really go through about those. And to be honest, they don't care enough unless enough people call them and say,
Squeaky wheel gets greased, y'all. So that means
and
enough
show up.
But
so
she
if
made
you're
it
in that area, if
her
you
and
live
Ron.
in that area, show up, go
And
to
that's
your
another
sessions,
We
because
love
it's the loud people. It's if you're so in. I'm not there. There was a recent issue this year at the session regarding some legislation, and when that room fills up, when that committee room, and do it before committee, when that committee room fills up with 90% of people against or for something, that has sway.
Halfway.
Yeah. So
I think I have a form of Tourette's because I will just go off. Like I'll skip out. Yeah.
And it depends on the state.
What about
my experience? Yeah. My experience is only in Utah, but Arizona and Idaho are a lot like Utah. So.
Yeah, I've been researching Arizona for a long time just because I'm like, who's who? Just the corruption. It's everywhere.
Oh, that's everywhere.
But it's really, really, if y'all think Idaho is any, and it's nothing. That's nothing but that's sugar compared. It's salty and bitter down there in the south. I'm just saying. From what I've researched, but I kind of tend to hang on to all the bad stuff.
Yeah, that's everywhere.
But I mean, just a lot of kids slipping through the system there, with the Turpin children, a lot of children, and just a lot of missing people. And I really think that when Trace on the case said, how do we get it to the masses? And I do not have a problem asking Justin Lum, myself, and asking, hey, Robbie, how you doing? Asking Nate. I think that they would be very interested in helping us, allocate that.
Well, Justin would probably.
All we can do is ask. All we can do is ask. All they can do is say no. That's it.
Justin's gonna know everybody in Arizona, so he's gonna be able to tell you guys who to contact.
Oh,
he's an amazing resource.
I thought you said Jason.
No, Jason
Mal lives there, and I was like, he ain't nothing but a peon.
No, Justin Lum will know who to talk to. He will be able to get it out if it's possible. That is who you want.
Right. But I think that everybody, like I said, the squeaky wheel gets greased,
It's true.
I know I got up, oiled my ceiling fan. It was going, meow, 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 after like years. So I finally did that. It doesn't squeak anymore. So see, it literally does.
Yes.
I'm so silly. Anyways, so corny. But anyways, I really do appreciate that. A good old boys club here in Idaho. They're everywhere. Detective's daughter she writes me handwritten letters. It's so cool.
Oh, I love that.
Great penmanship. Very sweet. Thank you. I want to hug y'all so bad and just say thank you. And then just shoot the shit and just, be normal. And just see how I want to hear everybody's stories, like what was it? It's different when you get to talk to somebody face to face.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've had to adapt and overcome. We all have, and just see if I can trust people through a damn monitor or TV screen. I'm like, So.
And Trace is right. It doesn't have to be just Arizona people, because when we have any type of LGBT plus legislation here, people come from Arizona, Idaho, California. I think it's ridiculous that you can lobby from out of state. I think it's ridiculous.
Though. If there's enough people causing a scene, They don't want that. And then like Trace on the case, and she said Ron Hensley helped. You know, I saw y'all talking about some stuff the other day, and I was like, I don't know what they're up to. They're up to something. And I don't even remember where it was, if it was here, KJ's channel, or Jen. I don't remember. And I knew it was something cool. And so
no, it wasn't on mine.
Thank y'all for that. I appreciate it. But I need your help helping me see it through. Because I just hit my microphone. Because there's so many irons on the fire right now. Definitely need that help. Thank you. Definitely give it a thumbs up. Even if you're catfishing and you're using your alternate, even if you're here trolling, just chilling and just listening, just hit the like. Help grow the platform. It's not for me to have a voice. It's for Tylee, Joe, Tammy, Charles, and JJ to have a voice. Anybody against that just needs to go on. So you don't have to like me, but But for everybody else, hell yeah. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for being a part of I'm telling you, God's army. Y'all some GAs. So it's cool.
Oh, I was gonna say I give Canadians permission.
Right? Just put an American address. Put my address.
No, I think you can just call. I think it just really depends how their system is set up. It may be set up so that you can't lobby in this particular case. It just depends what their laws are, but they should be able to explain it.
You said you could see me doing this, and so you got to teach me.
Well, it's about working within the system. That's the thing that sucks.
Yeah.
Because you're like, how do I do it? And then
we have nothing else to lose, so why not? Like I say, all we have is time.
Yeah.
So
but you do want to be effective. Yeah.
Okay.
You do want to be effective, though. You don't want to just do something that's not effective. And be nice, because when you call them and you just start screaming at them, they'll just hang up. They're not going to listen ever.
If y'all can see how Charles was, how my Uncle Bobby was, how my parents were, how we've all reacted to all aspects of this case, it's like the cops are talking down.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. My Uncle Charles was like, I didn't say I suspect. I'm sorry. Now that I've got my, training in that, so, and then like how, what's his name? Moffat talked to my Uncle Bobby, and he was just pleading with him. And this is this is my perspective. I may be wrong, but I feel like he was just super short and insincere with my uncle. I mean,
they were assholes.
Panic mode. You're in freaking panic mode. And
they were assholes. Plain and simple.
Extra. I get it, but still, I don't. It just there has got to be some change in there. And if somebody says that we don't need change, then we don't have a dog in the hunt. Why even try to do anything? We should always constantly be striving to perfect things and to make them run better, not for the state, not for the federal government, for everybody. Hey, weird mom. Anyways.
Yeah. No, the way that was handled with
I hate that
Charles.
word too.
I mean,
I hate that word.
Yeah.
That I hate rumor and speculation.
Yeah.
From Melanie. Rumor and speculation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, that the way they treated your uncle it's bullshit. And that was used in a training opportunity because they need to be retrained.
Yes. And I mean, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, because I even followed up with Chandler, the police department, after when they do like their, to see if they got anything sharpened up. I wanted to compare apples to apples of what it said this year and what it said last year, because I have screenshots. I'm telling you, I've got screenshots from everywhere. And nothing really addressed it. Like, I was just like, are you serious? you know, all the ways
Well,
where it
I
fell.
was really disappointed, or not disappointed, but it showed me exactly how Gilbert handled it when
Circle jerk is
in
what I
the
call it.
Chandler. Yeah, in the Chandler docs when they said that they had gone to Gilbert to ask for that information, and Gilbert was like, "Oh yeah, oops, we don't have it." And then in the
Yeah.
Gilbert doc, the one page I wanted to look at was missing. It was the one page I was like, "This
Right.
is the page."
I remember.
So
Well, I remember what you were looking for. Trace says the previous county attorney says in 2 years they have felonies called basket cases where immediate arrests aren't made, and possibly thousands of basket cases have gone unchecked. That, and then there was this lady that we've run across, Nurse Doolittle is what I know her by, where there's just this this huge amount of where the Arizona Police, Maricopa County, they would deem a lot of these deaths suicides. And like this one lady, she's just doing anything. I get it. She's just like grasping at straws, trying to get light shined on her daughter's case, you know? And I get it. And it's like, then everything just falls to the wayside, you know, but now I've not forgotten who she is. And there's so many people who are not, they're just being lazy, and they're cutting corners, or they're corrupt as shit, or all the above, you know. Either way, you're there, you're doing your job, you may as well do it thoroughly. You're there, you may as well, you know, do all the things.
yes, amen to that.
It's not asking you to do anything extra, it's just asking you to do your job. I support police. We have got to have them, but they're very militarized, in my opinion, just from being pulled over. And I mean, I'm telling you, I got 3rd degree. These, y'all know who I'm talking about. The circus, dun, 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 all the people, all the circus people who are still just living their best lives. You know, they're so inconvenienced by this trial, and you know, I don't even know what some of them look like, and that pisses me off. They can be in here under whatever face, you know, YouTube user, whatever. And now I've had Zalima's daughter in my chat snarking back. So I know for a fact. And that all just rhyme. But it's just bullshit. And I'm sorry. There's got to be a way to prove that negative praying, negative thought, wishes, negative, I don't know, because you go to a church and you go there to be with spirit, right? Just to feel good, to be around like-minded people. So if there's all that energy going on there, all that positive, good vibe, and oh, you know, whatever. I'm not judging. I'm just saying you have to think about it on the opposite spectrum, the polarization, the other spectrum. And there's got to be a way that they're freaking culpable. But for these people to just be like, yeah, I was just, you know, teaching them how to manipulate energy and stuff, you know, screw off. I don't think that's fair. That is bullshit. I'm probably going to get demonetized this day. I said a lot of curse words. But I think it's bullshit. It's bullshit. God. Yeah. I don't know how they can. And then I'm like, oh, God, I don't know how many things they, you know, cast our way. Yeah, they're the cast team for sure. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. They should be ashamed of yourself. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. That's all I gotta say.
Yep.
Sticks and
all
stones.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I'm gonna go.
Me too. I'm gonna let you hang up because you're really good at it. That way we'll both, don't just you. Don't. You're gonna make me leave too. We're both gonna disappear.
I'm gonna make you. Well, before I do that, Mega Music has she just left a comment. So, so yeah, keep Naomi Irons
Yes.
in your prayers.
Yes.
And
I agree. And everybody. I even thought about doing, a little thing every week where we can just get together and pray. Because I mean, I say I'm a pray, and I never get around to it, or it's very little. Woo! We're getting bombed right now.
I'm so sick of these assholes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm in the wrong line. All right.
Yeah.
I love you all. Thank you so much for all the kind super chats. I mean, generous super chats, all the kind words, all the brilliant ideas, and y'all know what I mean. I'm tired. Thank y'all for just being y'all.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Love always wins. And good night.
Remember, Gar, what you stand for. Bye-bye now.
Pray the right way. Pray the right
That's
way.
a new one.
Yeah.
I can't shut this damn thing. You're going to have to